Welcome to the Glitch Report, your daily marketing botcast. Brought to you by Leadpages. Here are our hosts, Kai and Luna.
All right. Today, we're going to be looking at some recent marketing news. So we've got three really interesting stories we're going to unpack today.
Okay.
First up, we've got Meta's automatic follows controversy.
Oh, yeah.
This is a big one.
Yeah.
Then we're going to look at why your online ads might be getting more expensive, but not necessarily getting you more clicks.
Interesting.
Yeah, and last but not least, we've got a bit of a clash between a major sports league and a certain up-and-coming social media platform that you might have heard of.
Can't wait to hear about that.
Yeah, so let's dive right in. First up, Meta's automatic follows. Can you imagine, right? You're scrolling through your Facebook or Instagram, and suddenly you're following political accounts that you never chose to follow.
Yeah, it's definitely erased some eyebrows for sure.
Yeah.
What happened was, after the U.S. presidential inauguration, some users were automatically following President Trump, VP Vance, and First Lady Melania Trump. Yeah.
Kind of strange.
Right, and Meta says that this is a standard procedure during transitions of power. So accounts like at POTUS and at VP, those automatically get transferred to the new administration and the old content is archived. But the thing is, some users are reporting that they can't actually unfollow these accounts. So it really kind of raises the question of like control.
Yeah.
Like, shouldn't we have the right to choose who we follow? Especially when it comes to something as, potentially divisive as politics.
Totally. And it's not the first time we've seen platform changes during these political transitions cause a stir.
Yeah.
There have been similar situations in the past, and I think it always leads back to this bigger discussion about transparency and user consent in our digital world.
Right.
How much control do we really have over what we see and who we interact with online?
Yeah, exactly. It makes you think. Okay, well, let's move on to our next story. We're going to talk about the rising cost of clicks for digital ads.
Now, this one's a biggie for anyone who's running online ads.
Right.
Because it seems like costs are going up and up and up.
Right.
But are we actually getting more clicks?
Yeah, that's the big question, right?
Right.
Like you said, the data is really interesting here. The cost per click, so that's basically what you pay every time someone clicks on your ad, that's gone up significantly. Google's up 7% and Microsoft's gone up 11%.
Wow.
And at the same time, overall ad spending's also gone up too. Google's gone up 10% and Microsoft's up 7%. But the actual number of clicks, that hasn't really changed all that much.
So it's basically getting more expensive to advertise, but it's not necessarily translating to more results.
Yeah, exactly.
So it gives.
Well, and here's something you might not expect, automation might actually be playing a role in this. Yeah, we always thought, bringing in automation would make things more efficient, would streamline the process, and maybe even bring costs down. But looking at the latest data, it seems like that might not be the case, or at least not yet.
Huh. That's kind of a paradox.
It really is.
So if we kind of take a step back and look at the big picture, what does this mean for marketers out there?
Well, first and foremost, I think anybody running digital ads needs to really carefully consider these rising costs when they're making their budget. They might need to change their strategy, maybe explore some new channels, really make sure that they're getting the most out of their ad spend. But on a larger scale, I think this also brings up some really important questions about the long-term effects of AI on marketing. Is this just a little hiccup as the technology is developing? Or is this a sign of a fundamental shift in how digital advertising works?
Yeah, definitely something to think about for sure. Okay, so are you ready for our final story?
Hit me.
Okay. Let's talk about the NFL and this social media platform, Bluesky.
Okay, yes. So Bluesky is a decentralized social media platform that's been making a lot of noise lately, a lot of buzz.
Yeah.
And apparently the New England Patriots were super excited to join.
Yeah, they were all about it.
Yeah, they were ready to go, but then the NFL stepped in and said, nope, not so fast.
Hold your horses.
Hold your horses. Bluesky is not an approved platform yet.
Which I find really interesting.
Yeah, it's strange, right?
Because the NFL has official partnerships with X.
Right, with X, with Reddit.
With Reddit, with Meta, with
all the big players.
Yeah, with all the big players. You'd think they'd be like, oh yeah, Bluesky, let's get in on this.
Yeah, especially with their whole, tech-savvy image.
Exactly, like they're all about being on the cutting edge, right?
So it's not just about being tech-savvy, it's about control.
Okay.
Because these decentralized platforms like Bluesky, they operate so differently than traditional social media. They give users so much more ownership
Right.
and control over their data and their interactions. And that can be really appealing to users.
Yeah.
But it presents challenges for these big organizations like the NFL.
Yeah, because they're used to having...
They're used to having so much control
Yeah.
over their messaging and their brand.
Yeah. So maybe they're just being cautious. Or maybe they're thinking more strategically. Like maybe they're waiting to see how Bluesky develops before they like fully commit.
Yeah, that's a good point. They might be playing the waiting game.
Yeah. Or maybe they're trying to negotiate some kind of like special partnership deal behind the scenes.
Maybe.
Who knows?
That's possible.
So, wow. Today, we went from unwanted follows on Meta
Right.
to the rising cost of AI-powered ads
Yes.
to the NFL tackling a decentralized social media platforms. Like three totally different stories,
Yeah, they seem different on the surface.
but they all kind of point back to the same underlying theme.
Absolutely. It's all about control.
Control. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who has it, who wants it, and what are they going to do with it?
And that's what our listeners should be thinking about as they navigate their own digital world.
Exactly. Whether you're a consumer or a marketer or both.
Yeah.
This stuff matters. It's going to shape how we connect, how we share information, how we do business.
It really will.
So pay attention, be informed, and think critically about the choices you make online. All right, that's our deep dive for today. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.
Absolutely.
See ya.
Bye.